if that lovely ROPS rattle drives you crazy when you work in the field all day, we figured out an easy solution for it, and that's what's coming up next on the Forest to Farm project. Okay guys, so we're up here at our local Kubota dealer, Wilson Equipment, and that solution we were talking about is right here on a BX series tractor. If you notice, they have a knob that's knurled so you can loosen and tighten as needed. And I'll go ahead and take it out and show you. What they have is a knurled knob and then this metal sleeve that slides up into the ROPS. And when that slides in, when you tighten into the threads, it pushes the bolt against the sleeve and pushes that against your ROPS so you don't damage the paint on your ROPS. And as you can see with the BX, this sleeve goes in from the bottom because of the way the ROPS folds. This won't work on our B series tractor because it folds from the top, and the mounting hole is at the top for this bolt. So when I saw this on the BX, I looked around. This is the only tractor they had this on. It wasn't on the B series, L series, M series, none of them. And I instantly thought, hey, I wonder if that's the same thread as the B series, because I'd been having a hard time eliminating that rattle. The only bolts I could find were small bolts that you had to use a wrench on to tighten. I couldn't find anything that had a knob on it that you could hand tighten and loosen as you needed to. So I pulled it out, stuck it in the B series, and it worked just fine. But let's show you the one hiccup we've got with this. Okay, so now we're over at the B series tractor, and as you can see, this knob will thread in just fine. But like I said, this sleeve, since it doesn't mount from the bottom in that close proximity, it comes in from the top. The sleeve does not reach the bolt, so you can't thread the bolt through the sleeve, and the sleeve will not block the bolt from hitting the ROPS. Now, you could use it just like this, but you're going to eat the paint off your ROPS. It's going to cause rust and damage, and we really don't want to do that. Okay, for any of you guys that have an L or MX series tractor, one thing is this will not work for you, because if you look here, when I push the bolt up to the ROPS, you can see here the handle protrudes past where the nut is. So the bolt is not long enough for this to function for your rattle problem, if you have a rattle problem. I guess you could make a thicker sleeve, but what we're doing right now is only going to work for the B series tractors. We're going to do a little bit of DIY work, and we're going to make our own sleeve and show you guys what we do to solve this ROPS problem once and for all. Okay, well, we're back from our dealer. We've got our handy dandy, about $17 each knobs, but it's really going to help solve the ROPS rattle problem. And part number is going to be right here on the screen now for you, and also listed in the description below. And now we are going to work on fashioning our own sleeve.
So $17 is a bit pricey for this, but it's convenience, and that's what we're paying for. You can screw this thing, well, once you get started, you can screw it in and out quickly, and it's easy. You don't have to have a wrench. We're having to raise these ROPS up and down every time we take it home. Where we're storing it, we got to let the ROPS down because it's not this tall. Once we get our barn out here, it won't be a problem. So if you had a place where you didn't have to lower your ROPS much, you might just want to use a bolt. We went to 17 bucks for convenience, so we can loosen it up and be able to raise these things up and down easily. Now, we got this piece of sheet metal. I honestly don't know what gauge it is, but it's heat duct metal. This was some scrap he had left over, so we said, hey, that'll work perfect. We are going to make this go, basically, the nuts here. This bolt is going to go through this metal, whatever length we cut it. So we'll have to drill a hole through the metal, and we're going to let this thing hang down about 2 inches, and then we'll have to drill a hole in line with that bolt hole that this will go through so that we can run this screw through. Then we're going to have it go back 3/4 of an inch to this, so it'll slip over this nut and behind this steel bracket. You should look at the top of this so they can see it, Brian. If you can see, you got to get from that edge out to here. So we're going to go straight up 2 inches, straight over till you hit here basically, and then straight down in that hole. That way, when we're tightening this up in that hole, this isn't hitting the steel ROPS and scraping the paint off. Instead, it's going to hit this and flatten this against the steel, which will distribute the pressure so that it's going to be less damage to the ROPS. So we're going to come up 2 inches We're going to go over 3/4 of an inch, so that's 2 3/4, and then we're going to drop down 2 inches. A third dimension we didn't talk about, or an additional dimension, is how wide can we go this way? And if you get up in here and measure the space that's available, you've probably got 1 1/4 inches or better, but we're going to go ahead, that's inside of the steel, and we're going to go ahead and just make it 1 inch wide, because 1 inch wide is far greater than the width of that nut or the bolt, so that should do, I think. So we're going to take this level, and it just happens to be 1 inch wide, exactly what we need, or well, it's about 1/16 shy. That's going to be close enough. And we're going to line a level up with this edge of the steel to get our straight line here. Let's see if this makes a line for us. This is just a guideline. Okay. Oh yeah, we can see that pretty good. Can you see that on there?
Yep.
All right, so we want to cut that line out right now. We've got a jigsaw here that we're going to use to do it. You could use some tin snips, but we'd like it to look halfway decent when we get done. And you go with tin snips and it's going to curl up. It's not going to be pretty.
So we're out here on the property and we forgot to bring any good way to...
No sawhorse bench.
Yeah, we don't have any good way to set this thing up. So...
What we do have...
Here comes some cobbling.
Well, hey, show them our little handy box.
Yeah, we fashioned this out of some 2x6s and plywood.
That way we can pile junk all up against it and around it and on it. And still get the ladder out of the truck. Woohoo! All right. So, this is our workbench.
This is our redneck workbench.
Yeah. We're going to screw this plate down to this board because we're going to have some way of clamping it down. We have one quick grip. And this metal's slippery. So we're going to try clamp it down to this board, or screw it down to that board, and see what we can do with it. All right, 2 suggestions here. Safety glasses and earplugs. My ears hurt.
Ears hurt bad after that.
Yes. So we're going to need 2 inches coming up. We're going to need 2 inches coming back down. And there's a 3/4 inch piece that's going to go between the two. So we're going to need 2, 4, and 3/4. So we'll cut this thing off at about 4 3/4 inches. Better yet, we'll just go to 5 inches.
Just so we have a little bit to play with.
Yeah, and 5 inches is right there where that wood's at, so that'll make it really easy to mark. That is the 5 inch mark. That's one side. 5 inch mark on the other side. Oops. Uh-oh. Well, that's going to be the 5 1/4. Nope. Hold on.
I would just cut this and then cut that and cut that off of it.
Yes, sir.
Tin snips are right there.
Okay. We'll hit this with the tin snips. It should be fairly good that way.
Nothing to it.
All righty.
Measure us another 5 incher for the other side.
Close enough. We're not looking for rocket science. We just try and stop the rattle. All righty. So now we got 2 pieces here. And this is a little rough. I'm going to file this edge a little bit just to knock the boogers off of it from where I sawed it off. And we'll go a little better later on. We're just trying to get it where we can put it on there and show you what's going on. And we're going to come in here. Let's go ahead and round these corners off too. We're going to go ahead and cut these corners and round them a little bit because
there's no sense in having a sharp corner.
No, we don't want to take a chance of getting hurt on it. Nothing fancy. I don't care if it's perfect. I just don't want any sharp edges to eat my skin. Good enough. Alrighty, that should do the trick. Now, we've got to figure out where we're going to bend this thing. So, we know we were coming up on the outside about 2 inches. Right there. And then we're going to go over 3/4 inch. We might do just a little extra, just to be on the safe side. And
that's it.
now we got to bend this thing we need to drill a hole.
Yep.
We don't have a drill bit big enough, but what we do have is a variable bit that Milwaukee said is nice. We love Milwaukee, man. They got some good stuff. They need to give us some stuff because we love them so much.
Yeah.
I'll just use this little drill right now.
You need to use a faster drill.
This is considered a screw gun. This is impact driver. We want the drill. And put it on drill. Okay? Has the battery got juice? It does.
Now, do you know how high up to drill that?
That's
hole?
what we're figuring out right now. Okay. I'm just going to eyeball it right here. If that's 2 inches, center of that hole is approximately, let's go a little bit high. We'll let it stick up beyond this so it's not an issue. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go a little high, maybe an eighth, somewhere between 1/8 and 1/4 inch. And it looks like that is about center of that bolt hole. Again, this isn't rocket science. We're just trying to make this happen. Where's the other one?
It's under the snips. You didn't cut it yet.
Yeah, I want to mark roughly the same size. I can use it for a stencil later. This isn't smart. You need to clamp this some way because it'll spin around and get your thumb and cut you all to pieces. Now, I'm going to have to hold that with something.
Pair of linemen. How about a good pair of linemen?
This will do. See if I can drill it out. Where's the bolt at? Bigger? That is about the bolt size. So we're going to be going,
1/2 inch.
this has a 7/16, looks like the bolt size. We're going 1/2 inch because that's the next size we have available. Drill this thing out one more time. All right, that should do it. So we popped a 1/2 inch hole and that is going to be perfect. Now getting these bends in here, that's going to be the fun part. Shouldn't be super, ooh, that's hot.
Yeah, that's going to be hot.
Let me file that booger off of there. Again, I'm trying not to have any bleeding areas when I get done working on sheet metal. Incidentally, I did get a piece of it in my eye. Luckily, Brian was able to dig it out with a pencil. We should have filmed that. Best thing to dig it out with.
I would say use 2.
He took this pencil. I held my eye open. There was metal in there. And he just lightly got up to it and pushed it right out of my eye. I've gotten chunks of wood, steel, you name it. Do I wear my safety glasses like I should? I wear my safety glasses as frequently as Brian wears his chaps when he's using a chainsaw.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah. Okay, before we bend this, I want to go ahead and use that as a stencil to mark this one. First off, well, we know it's going to work because that bolt will go through it. Yep, good deal. Alrighty. Let me cut these corners round real quick. I can still stencil it. Do this.
Make up your mind, man.
I'm making it up already. I'm very hyper, what can I say? Okay, that will be good enough for who it's for. And that's us. Right here. That way we want our hole.
Yep.
Okay. Right there.
Round them off.
Boogers on that one like the other one. It's not pretty. It'll get the job done. This one's crooked down here, but it'll be down inside the ROPS. Nobody's gonna see it. It don't matter. It's just holding that bolt from beating that ROPS bar up. I made that one a little rounder. Not the end of the world. Well, I should have left it alone.
Give it up, old man.
Yeah. Let me get this thing started again. Center it up the best you can. Again, I'm not at center, but it's not a big deal. This isn't rocket science. We're just trying to make this thing stop rattling. So we're not trying to win no awards here. Half inch, goes through fine.
Once we get our shot,
Ooh, that's hot.
We'll start winning some awards.
Yeah. We have no shop. We're out here in the woods. Flatten that thing back out and file that rough edge. We'll do a better job of it at home later. I just don't want it scratching everything up on the tractor. Get these edges on this one. I don't think I cleaned it up like I did the other one, did I?
No.
Or did I do it all at once?
Oh yeah, you did it all at once, yeah.
That one got boogered right there. We'll work on that later too. All right, now we got to figure out how to bend this thing.
2 sets of linemen.
Let me get this lined up on here. I'm thinking just that right there. Does that look square to you?
It looks pretty square.
Yeah, it's a little off. I do have a square, I think. Let me see. Hold on, I'll be right back. Alrighty. There's one mark. Again, it don't have to be exact. Just close. Now, one of those 2 marks is off. I'll go with that one. That'll do the trick. Now, let's transfer these over to that other one so I don't have to measure it.
Yeah.
And that hole's about lined up. That is.
You mean to hold one end?
I got it. It's just these edges are all getting hung. So we're going to have one there and one there. And that's close enough.
Yep.
Alrighty, let's see if we can bend this thing. I'll put this on here because we don't have anything else. That's all we got. Might just do it.
That's looking beautiful.
And
I do believe we have a winner.
we have a ROPS rattle bracket.
Want to give that bad boy a try?
Brian had a spectacular idea. I mean, this is a copy of what Kubota's doing already, but they don't have this on the anything bigger than the BX that we've seen, at least not in store. You know, they might have them available, but here we go. That goes down in that hole. That goes through that hole. Okay, that's what it'll do beforehand.
Let's get the other one on there first because it'll still rattle
Well, let's see
on one
what this
side.
end does anyway.
Oh yeah.
The other side's still moving, but we got to get that one built. That is going to work.
I am so happy it's not even funny because I'm extremely tired of while I'm driving. It's just annoying. So this is going to be really nice. And for those of you that didn't catch it, that was
Yeah, it was.
All right, number 2 is bent. Other ROPS bolt is in the bag.
Patent pending.
Patent pending, metal bending.
There you go. Wear safety glasses.
And earplugs.
Earplugs when you're using a jigsaw.
As you can tell, we're all about safety.
And you're cutting on steel and everything. Wear leather gloves because I got that. My ears hurt and I had metal in my eye. And I'm Mr. Safety.
It's the way it goes.
Yep. Man, oh man, that's working out good. It may be cobbling, but it's getting the job done.
Heck yeah.
This nut must have a little dirt in it or something. It don't want to turn.
Probably.
I was thinking about putting, you don't really want Loctite in there.
No.
Uh-oh. Wow. 0 rattle. Look at that.
That is awesome.
It will not move. So, attaboy, Brian.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for doing it.
You got to demonstrate it.
I will. Okay, so what I'm doing is mounting one of our wonderful GoPros to the suction cup mount, and we are going to run a GoPro mounted here so that you can see this bad boy rattling. Okay, and just to make sure we cover that there's squeak and then hopefully no squeak, we're going to hook up some audio to this as well. And I'm going to drop the recorder down in the bag. FYI, I cannot remember the last time we changed the batteries on these recorders. These little Sony, this is the ICD PX333. I don't think they make this one anymore, but they make one like it. And they are amazing. We've been using them out here for a couple of years and have not changed the batteries once. I've got lithiums in it and it runs like a champ. Love it. Ooh, my seat is toasty. Somebody's truck's in my way. I'll go between those trees. And that right there, folks, is why we like the B2650. If you saw that, that is one tight turning radius. I'm already hearing some rattling going over those humps. You can hear those ROPS are rattling. I'm in medium and at about 2,000 RPM. They're going all over. Now, I'm going to put it high. Still at 2,000 RPM. And that bad boy's rattling. Okay, let's switch up. Okay, now we're going to put these lovely devices on there and see if it cuts this out. So we just drop this down in here, stick the bolt in there, and go to spinning. It's a long bolt. Big space to cover. Okay, that one's on there. And now, numero dos.
Look at that blue sky.
Beautiful out right now. Well, it's hot as can be and muggy, but it's a beautiful blue sky. Okay, there is number 2. Let's see what happens. I'll catch you on the flip side. Okay, I am at 1700. Now I am back up. Okay, 2,000 RPMs, medium. I hear the box blade rattling. I don't hear the ROPS rattling. Now, let's switch it into high gear. Box blade jumping, but I do not hear those ROPS rattling. All right. Well, that is amazing. All I heard was the box blade jumping around like it's going to. We've got a clevis hook hanging off of this bar in the back. I could hear it every now and then. And then my seat squeaking. But these ROPS, they're not moving. They're rock solid. So That is a very easy fix that cost us $34, and I am no longer going to have to hear all that ROPS rattling when I'm on this tractor for 8 hours in a day.
You could do it far cheaper if you had just bought bolts.
Yeah, if you just bought bolts, I mean, $2 plus the sheet metal. So it's very easy to fix this, and you could still do, you know, even if you have to do it by hand on a regular basis like we do right now, you just keep a wrench in your toolbox and tighten it, loosen it as you need to. You're good to go. We're spoiled, so we went this route and not have to carry a wrench around. So I think we do have one thing though. Dad and I already got to thinking, and we've had these on here for 10 minutes max, 5 minutes, and we've already come up with a version 2 of this. So version 1, here's your video. Version 2 is going to be coming probably very soon. That's about all we got for you. If you guys like what you see and you like tips like this, we got a ton of them coming. Give us that big thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter, and check back often. There's a heck of a lot coming, guys. Big thumbs up. Y'all have a good one.